You're watching Tamagua's Choice for news, weather, and live local sports. Wyln, we're your local network. Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is Wyln News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. Wyln News starts now.
Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight on Wyln News. I'm Gary Perna. We start tonight in Wilkes-Barre, where the investigation into the recent shootings continue. Police have issued an arrest warrant for 19-year-old Terrence Bradley. He's accused of shooting up a vehicle last month in the area of Sanborn and Sullivan Streets as part of an alleged drug dispute. One man was shot in the leg. 2 women from Scranton were also shot in the back and found in a vehicle along South Main Street. Anyone with information on Bradley's whereabouts is being asked to contact Wilkes-Barre Police. Also in connection with those recent shootings, Colin King Jr. is now in police custody. The 20-year-old from Wilkes-Barre had heroin on him at the time he was apprehended. He's now in a Luzerne County prison. Now to Beaver Meadows, where state police are investigating a robbery that happened at a home on Broad Street. Police say cash, jewelry, and a gun were stolen from the home during the day on Monday. The crime happened between 3:20 and 4:30 in the afternoon on Broad Street in that Carbon County community. According to the state police, if you have any information on the robbery or you've seen someone in that area during that time frame, you're being asked to call troopers at 570-459-3890. Sean Christie was back in a courtroom, this time in Schuylkill County. The 27-year-old waived his right to a preliminary hearing Tuesday for allegedly breaking into the Skipper Dipper restaurant in Brush Township back in August of 2018 and stealing food. Christie faces charges of burglary, theft, and criminal mischief in that case. Rush Township police allege that Christie broke into the Skipper Dipper's restaurant just after 10:30 on the night of August 24th. Police said Christie pushed an air conditioning unit in the restaurant storage room area in to enter the building. Once inside, Christie ate and drank, and he put items in a large black garbage bag, according to police. Christie is also facing court dates in Carbon and Luzerne County, along with one at the federal courthouse in Scranton. Christie is being held at the Lackawanna County Prison. Ashland police, along with state parole agents, found a wanted man from Virginia in the borough on Tuesday. According to Ashland police, agents went to Brock Street in Ashland to attempt to serve a search warrant for a male that they believed to be in that residence. Police said the agents did not find that male they were looking for, but did find a male who identified himself as Jake Mason sleeping in the basement. So the agents that were familiar with the male from prior cases, whose real identity was Dylan Fogarty. Fogarty's name was ran and found to be wanted from a warrant from the Stanford County Sheriff's Office in Virginia. Bail was set for Fogarty at $10,000 straight cash. He's locked up tonight in the Schuylkill County Prison awaiting the Sheriff's Office. Fogarty will be charged with false identification to law enforcement. A list of charges are growing for a Wilkes-Barre man accused of a rash of robberies in the city. 31-year-old Devon Davis is currently awaiting trial on robbery charges. He allegedly is responsible for recent robberies in the Heights and in the city's North End section. He also allegedly robbed his ex-girlfriend at the Sherman Hills apartment complex on February 8th and held up a customer at the United Check cashing on February 21st. He is now facing charges for pistol whipping a man outside CJ's Pizza and stealing his cell phone on January 7th. He was arraigned Tuesday afternoon and taken back to Luzerne County Prison for lack of $75,000 bail. In total, Davis's bail amount is up to $285,000 for all 5 of those cases. An update to a story we brought you yesterday. Firefighters in Hanover Township say a girl escaped the fire that broke out Tuesday afternoon on Bolin Avenue and spread to a neighboring house. The girl was on the 2nd floor when the fire broke out, fire officials say. A total of 7 people were displaced between the 2 homes. One firefighter was taken to the hospital with a knee injury, according to the fire chief. 2 cats, however, did die in the blaze. The fire broke out around 3:30 p.m. and spread quickly, the flames throughout the house, shooting through a window, which spread to the front of the property into next door. A Pennsylvania State Police Fire Marshal is investigating to determine how that fire got its start. A new water line will be going in this spring in Tresco. The Klein Township Municipal Authority will start on the new project this April of this year. The project will start at the Tresco water tank behind the sports complex on North Chestnut Street. The line will then go down Chestnut Street towards Oak Street. The new water line will be an 8-inch main. Last year, the authority put a new line in that ran along the Tresco Road to the Carbon County Village. The authority will do some work themselves to keep the costs down. The water company does plan to go door to door to talk with residents and explain what exactly will be going on and how it may affect them. We have a recall for you tonight. Over 35,000 pounds of chicken fried rice is being recalled because of misbranding and unclear allergies to milk. The issue was discovered Monday by the U.S. Department of Agriculture. Choice Canning Company out of Pittston Township produced the chicken fried rice product on February 13th and the 19th. They contain milk, which is a known allergen, and was not listed on the product label. The recall product numbers are up on your screen now. The company representative said that Choice used a different supplier for scrambled eggs and were not informed at the time of the purchase that there were eggs containing milk. Customers who have purchased these products are urged to throw them away of any unused portions or return them for a full purchase refund. Coming up on Wyln News, a bridge has been closed in the valley. The details on that are ahead. Plus, a chief has been named in Mahanoy City. Well, part-time one. We'll explain coming up. But first, let's take a look at that 7-day forecast tomorrow. We'll see partly cloudy skies, a high of 56. Friday, we'll see a high of 59, but some rain will be visiting us throughout the day. And on Saturday, partly cloudy skies, a high of 41. We'll be right back.
Hey guys, this is Ray Merrill from the new Blaze Alexander, Greater Hazleton. Come on up the mountain. We have Buick, GMC, Cadillac, we got Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, and Mazda. And we got tons and tons of used cars. Our goal for March, we're going to sell 150 vehicles out of these 3 locations. Blaze says do whatever it takes, and that's what we're going to do. If you're in the Greater Hazleton area, or if you hear this or see this commercial, get your car and come on down. Blaze Alexander, Greater Hazleton. And we do take the deals that you guys want, guaranteed.
It's okay that everybody ignores me when I drive, it's fine. I get a safe driving bonus check every 6 months, I'm accident free. Because I don't use my cell phone when I'm driving, even though my family does and leaves me all alone. Here's something else, I don't share it with mom. Right, mom? I have a brand new putter you don't even know about. It's awesome.
Safe driving bonus checks only from Allstate. Switching to Allstate is worth it.
Visit your local Allstate agent, the McNeilus Agency in Hazleton at 1092 North Church Street, or Hometown in Hometown Village Square.
It's spring, and savings are in the air during the spring sales event at All American Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Shop our large inventory and drive off with a great deal. Lease a new Jeep Compass Latitude 4x4 for $189 a month. And during Ram Truck Month, get select Ram 1500 4x4s for as low as $32,890. Or get 0% for 72 months on the Ram 1500. Savings are in the air during the spring sales event at All American Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
PennDOT is reporting that a bridge in the Cunningham-Sugarloaf Township line has been closed. The stone bridge connecting Butler Avenue in Cunningham and the Cunningham Drums Road in Sugarloaf Township failed a routine inspection on Wednesday. That's according to PennDOT. The bridge is scheduled to be replaced, but not until the end of this year. The bridge will remain closed until that replacement project is completed in 2020. Tuesday night, Mahanoy City Borough Council hired a part-time police chief during their regular monthly meeting. With a vote of 3-1 to hire retired police chief Mark Rodriguez at a rate of $26 an hour as a part-time chief. Councilman Thomas McCabe was the lone no vote, with Councilman Klein and Fleming absent. Rodriguez was the chief from 1999 until he retired in 2013. Wahanoy City has been without a police chief since Ken Zapolsky resigned to take a similar position as chief in neighboring Rush Township. Incumbent Luzerne County Councilman Stephen A. Urban will not seek re-election this year. He told the Citizens Voice newspaper that it's time for a break. The Democrat said he plans to run for elected office again. Luzerne County Council members are limited to serve 3 consecutive terms. Urban served on the council since it was formed in 2012, and before that he served as a county commissioner. So far, there have been 7 Democrats and 4 Republicans who submitted petitions to run for county council. On the Democratic ticket, they are Patrick Billow, Martin Detroit, Tim McGinley, Anna Patel, Robert Sheehan, Joseph Selenowski, and Jane Walsh-Vegas, a current councilwoman. On the Republican side, Walter Griffiths, Kendall Rattle, Stephen J. Urban, and Gregory Wolovich have all submitted petitions. Sticking with election news, 12 people are seeking election on the Hazleton Area School Board. 5 seats are up this year, and 3 incumbents are seeking re-election. Those seeking re-election are Robert Fume, Jackie Scarcella, and Tony Bonomo. Also running for the board this year, Wester Yoshin Jr., Sherry Hermanko, John Busher, Alan McBride, former school board member Clarence John, Marilyn Coronado Cruz, Sheena Rodriguez, Alvarez, Franco, and Treca Furness have all put in applications for the school board seats. The cost of room and board at Bloomsburg University will increase for the 2019-2020 school year, as approved by the Council of Trustees at its meeting. Housing fees will increase $63 for a double air-conditioned room and $82 for an apartment, while boarding will increase $33 based on a 14-meal plan with $250 in flex options. Though there will be no increases in mandatory fees, while fees for technology, tuition, and academic achievement are still to be determined by the university's board. D.G. Yingling & Sons is #1 in the nation when it comes to being the best craft brewer of beer. The Pottsville Brewery Company is the biggest seller of craft beer in the United States. According to Brewers Association, a trade group representing craft and independent brewers. Yingling has consecutively been at the top of the list since 2014, when it surpassed the Boston Beer Company, the maker of Samuel Adams. Boston Beer Company has been holding out at #2. The Brewers Association defines craft breweries as having an annual production of 6 million barrels of beer or less. Yingling, known as America's oldest brewery, was started in 1829 as the Eagle Brewery and has been operating ever since. Yingling is preparing to celebrate its 190th anniversary this year. Coming up on Upper Lehigh's News Choice, do you need to schedule an appointment with your doctor or find out test results? You now can do it with a click of a mouse. Those details are ahead. But first, in Community and You, we head out to the Health and Wellness Center for today's Wellness Wednesday. Stay with us.
You've seen university advertising. A student like me pitching you the same old ideas. But I'm not gonna do that.
Instead, I'm gonna tell you what you can do with a Penn State degree. You can help anyone. Go anywhere. Create. And with 20 campuses to choose from, you'll always feel at home.
Look, Penn State is amazing, but your best years are just beginning. Come find out for yourself.
At Grand Central, our family has been supplying your family with quality branding, furniture, mattresses, and appliances for over 3 generations. Whether you choose from our excellent selection of Lazy Boy, Catnapper, or England furniture, or from our fantastic selection of Sealy and Stearns & Foster mattresses, we guarantee total comfort in every room of your home.
With expert advice, everyday low prices, plus interest-free financing for up to 60 months. From our family to your family.
Grand Central in Hazleton. Everything to make your house a home.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists skilled nurses, speech and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your healthcare. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
Welcome to Wellness Wednesday here on Wyln, everyone. We are out at the Health and Wellness Center. I love getting out on field trips here. And today we're talking with Dr. Ashley, who is going to tell us some of the signs and symptoms of a concussion. And, you know, we hear concussions, football players, athletes, maybe have an accident, but what really are the effects, and how do you know maybe you're suffering from one, or if you're a parent, how you may be able to see one in your child or a loved one. So Dr. Ashley, tell us a little bit about some of the signs and symptoms that we should be looking for if we think we have a concussion.
Yeah, so the most common signs you're going to see are headache, dizziness, confusion, amnesia, lack of sleep. You can have just feeling like a swimming feeling in your head, some ringing in the ears. Those are the most outward signs that people are going to notice. They don't always show up right away. So what we need to look for is anything more than a light bump to the head, even violent shaking or a big wind gust that sort of whips you backwards, can cause the brain to kind of rock in the head, which can cause a concussion. Those signs and symptoms might not come out for several days. So anything more than a light bump, we should be seeing our doctor and monitoring symptoms, making sure we're getting sleep, hydration. If you're getting any headaches, make sure you're noting them, and then follow up with your primary care.
I know, you know, especially if you're out doing something and you get a hit to the head and you're like, all right, now I have a headache, and you don't really think of it, but that headache kind of doesn't go away, and you're like, well, you know what, it was a big bump, I should go lay down. Is that really what we should be doing?
Yeah, the big thing with concussion is rest and recovery. So you want to make sure you're getting adequate sleep. You're limiting your screen time, phones, TVs, computers. Wearing proper eyewear is a big one. And then again, just the hydration. We need to let that brain recover. We need to go into a dark room, limit noise, limit light, and get that rest. Mm-hmm.
I know, and this goes back to some of the old medical training I had in a past career. You know, your brain kind of sits in there in some fluid, and it has some space to move. But when you have that trauma, that could cause some big issues, like you said, in seeing and make sure you go to the doctor. So how important is it, even if you think, well, you know, it was just a small, you know, bump, or I just hit my head or something, just to get checked out, just to be, you know, in case something is there?
Yeah, absolutely, because a lot of concussions go undiagnosed, and then you come into play if you get another concussion or another bump to the head, the second impact, which then your symptoms are more magnified, longer recovery. So making sure you see your doctor and have the test done, be referred to therapy, have the impact test done. That is a computerized testing that we perform here at the Wellness Center. It's going to base your results on your age level and compare you to your verbal memory, your visual memory, reaction time, your overall alertness. And the doctor is going to look over those results and take a look at where you're falling on the grid and get you the proper treatment you need.
And one other question I have, you know, if you're a parents are home watching this, kids are out playing, you know, going around, sometimes they don't always tell you what exactly they're feeling or going through, but from an outside, you know, how could you kind of just watch it and monitor them?
Mm-hmm. A big one with kids we see a lot of times is they just have that sort of dazed and confused look on their face. You might be talking to them, they might be staring off into space. Headaches. A lot of kids, surprisingly, will tell you when they have a headache, even though, you know, they might not know exactly what a headache feels, but they'll say their head feels funny. Just seeing if they're sleeping more. A lot of the times the kids with concussions will tend to sleep a little bit more than their average. So keeping an eye out for those things, and then the nausea, vomiting symptoms, which are more aware of. Yeah.
So again, if they have any questions, reach out, talk to your family doctor, get that appointment in, and see so you know, live well. And that's what we're trying to do here in the Health and on Wellness Wednesdays here at the Health and Wellness Center, is to get you the information you have, so you know when you go to your doctors and say, Doc, I think they may have a problem, we may have something going on. So we want to give you all this great information thanks to our friends here at the Health and Wellness Center. Dr. Ashley, thanks so much for talking with us and giving us this great information. And of course, stay tuned here. Lots more coming up on Wellness Wednesday here on Community News. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.
It was Sunday morning. I was home alone.
I was working on my trains and my left arm felt numb. I started being short of breath. I ended up calling 911. I thought it was a heart attack, but I wasn't really sure. They took me to Lehigh Valley Hospital, Pocono.
You have one heart and one choice when it comes to the best heart care. The hospitals and heart specialists of the Lehigh Valley Heart Institute.
You just don't think it'll happen to you. I'm very fortunate.
Krugel's Georgetown Deli has been voted Northeastern Pennsylvania's best craft beer selection several years running. Krugel's is your craft beer headquarters, and gift baskets are available for all occasions. Krugel's is home of the Crowler. Fill your Crowler up in their tap system and keep your favorite beer fresh longer. Krugel's Georgetown Deli, Wilkes-Barre Township, right next to the Big Cow. Stop in and play Keno or other Pennsylvania lottery games. Check them out on the web at georgetowndeli.com.
Watch our rebroadcast of the Wilkes-Barre St. Patrick's Day Parade only on WYLN TV 35 at the following times.
Do you need to schedule an appointment with your doctor or find out test results? Now you can do it with a click of a mouse thanks to a new patient portal at Lehigh Valley Health Network. Our Julie Stefanovich has all the details.
Patients of the Lehigh Valley Health Network now have access to a new electronic medical record system. The Lehigh Valley Physicians Group recently switched from MyLVH in Hazleton to MyLVHN. The Epic Electronic Health Record includes a patient portal. The portal is a way of letting patients communicate with their primary care providers and other members of their health team.
And it started in the spring of 2015 when we first went on to the Epic Electronic Medical Record. And we started with a very small number of patients who kind of accidentally found this patient portal before we started to really market it and let patients know it was there and how to use it. And most of the time, patients are not physically within our practices. And as we've been moving to more of a population health model, which means we're responsible for the care of whole populations from A to Z, from newborns through end of life.
Lehigh Valley is working proactively to manage patient health.
If somebody has diabetes, we want to make sure that we're reaching out to ensure they've had their A1C tests, their eye exams. The other things that if we do these things proactively, it'll prevent people from having their chronic conditions progress even further.
The system allows patients to receive lab and test results, schedule appointments, request prescription refills, and send messages to their healthcare providers.
It's a way that we can typically be more responsive than folks trying to get through on the phones, because when we see something come through the patient portal, the person that's responding, whether it's the physician or the nurse, they're able to look in our electronic medical record and they have at their fingertips all of the information regarding a particular patient's care.
According to Demopolis, requests and communications are typically answered on the same day. Around 280,000 patients have already signed up to the system, and it is available to all Lehigh Valley Health Network patients at all facilities. To sign up for the new patient portal, visit mylvhn.org. Reporting for WYLN News, I'm Julie Stefanovich.
The Hazelton girls basketball team had their season cut short last night against the Neshaminy Redskins. WYLN's Ryan Osachi has a recap.
Tuesday night, the Hazelton Lady Cougars basketball team played the Neshaminy Redskins at Bethlehem Liberty High School in round 2 of the Class 6A state playoffs. Last year, Hazelton and Neshaminy played in the first round where Neshaminy won 41-28. Coming into this game, Neshaminy's record was 25-4, and Hazelton's record was 20-5. The The first quarter was fairly even as both teams were consistently answering each other, keeping the game tight throughout the quarter. At the end of the first quarter, the score was 15-14 with the Chamonix in the lead. But at the start of the second quarter, everything changed. The Chamonix went on a 9-0 run and continued to gain huge momentum throughout the second quarter where they outscored Hazleton 26-6. The Chamonix's Allison Harvey scored 3 3-pointers in that second quarter alone. At halftime, the score was 41-20. The second half was no different for the Chamonix as Harvey immediately scored the 5th 3-pointer of the game, leading the Redskins with 15 points on the night. The Lady Cougars were able to find some life in the second half. Hazleton senior Marissa Turtlepiece led the Cougars with 15 points in her final game, along with Virginia Yurchek, who had 11 points in the game. But Hazleton just couldn't come any closer than 17 points the rest of the way, as the Chamonix Redskins would beat the Hazleton Lady Cougars with a final score of 70-40. Hazleton would finish their season 20-6 and earn the District 2-4 championship for the second year in a row. The Chamonix will now move on to the third round of the state playoffs where they will face District 12 champ Cardinal O'Hara. Reporting in Bethlehem for Wyln News, I'm Ryan Osachi.
That's the news. Remember, you can get news updates on our Wyln News Facebook page. And stay with us. We'll look at today's weather is next here on Wyln TV.
Hi. I had a very minor fender bender tonight in an